Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. B&B shocks with dead character resurrection. B&B has shocked fans by resurrecting a recently deceased character. This was something that seemed like it might happen. Yet it was doubtful it would occur so quickly after the character's demise. So who is it, and how are they making this happen? Keep reading for more details. Soap operas are notorious for bringing characters back from the dead. General Hospital did that last month with Steve Burton's infamous Jason Morgan. Burton was let go in 2021 for not following the network's vaccine mandate. However, after time went by and his time was up on Days of Our Lives, fans hoped he would return to Port Charles. Sure enough, he did, but his character had been killed in a tunnel collapse. Luckily, Jason Morgan was given a whole backstory to explain where he had been, so it ended up making sense. Such is the case with a recent murder on The Bold and the Beautiful. Kimberlin Brown's character, Sheila Carter, was killed in February 2024, but the fans hoped she would be back. Again, with soap operas, the actual character does not have to come back for the actor to return. They can be a long-lost twin or a completely new person with the same face. Though Sheila was despised, Kimberlin was beloved and viewers got their wish when it came out that she was coming back. So was Sheila really dead? According to Deadline, she was not. Rather, her Y&R counterpart, Sugar, was the one who had been killed off. Kimberlin shared how she felt when she got the news that it was in the works to bring her back. "I didn't see this coming, quite honestly." She then shared her conversation with B&B head writer, Brad Bell. He was very vague. He was like, "Okay, I'm working on something. I don't know what it is." And I said, "Okay, talk about a roller coaster. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's because of my fans, maybe everyone who was commenting, who made everything go viral." Brad does listen. He does pay attention, and in my opinion, I truly believe that my following and my fans and the people who have loved to hate Sheila all these years are responsible for me coming back. Kimberlin is unsure if Brad made a mistake letting her go or if he knew he was going to do this from the beginning but kept it under wraps. As soon as it came out that Kimberlin Brown was back on B&B, fans went crazy. They immediately took to Twitter/X to share their excitement. This looks like it is going to be for the best, and fans are rejoicing in seeing Kimberlin Brown back. She was resurrected and Brad Bell gave viewers exactly what they wanted. Are you excited that she is back from the dead? More so, did you think Sheila was really gone for good? Let us know and watch The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS. In the quaint village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and ancient woods, stood the charming B&B, aptly named Tranquil Haven. For years it had been a refuge for weary travelers seeking respite from the chaos of the world. Run by the enigmatic couple, Daniel and Evelyn, Tranquil Haven was more than just a bed and breakfast. It was a place where stories intertwined and secrets whispered in the shadows. The news of Daniel's sudden passing shook the entire village to its core. He was a pillar of the community, known for his warm smile and kind heart. Evelyn, devastated by the loss of her beloved husband, retreated into solitude, leaving Tranquil Haven to gather dust and memories. Months passed, and Willowbrook mourned the loss of Daniel. But one fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows and made their way towards Tranquil Haven. It was Daniel, or so it seemed. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. Had their beloved innkeeper returned from the dead? Speculations ran wild, fueling gossip and intrigue throughout the village. Some whispered of dark magic and forbidden rituals, while others clung to the hope of miracles. Evelyn, torn between disbelief and overwhelming joy, welcomed Daniel back with open arms, but something was different about him. His once vibrant eyes held a hint of darkness, and his laughter echoed with an eerie resonance. As days turned into weeks, the truth behind Daniel's resurrection remained shrouded in mystery. He avoided questions about his return, deflecting with cryptic smiles and evasive answers. Evelyn, desperate to reclaim the happiness she thought she had lost, chose to ignore the nagging doubts that lingered in the depths of her heart. Meanwhile, strange occurrences began to plague Tranquil Haven. Guests reported unsettling dreams and inexplicable noises echoing through the halls at night. Whispers of a presence lurking in the shadows sent shivers down their spines, and many vowed never to return. But Evelyn refused to abandon the inn she had built with Daniel, clinging to the hope that their love would conquer whatever darkness threatened to consume them. Little did she know that the true nature of Daniel's resurrection would test the very limits of that love. One stormy night, a weary traveler sought refuge at Tranquil Haven, unaware of the secrets hidden within its walls. As Evelyn welcomed him with a warm smile, Daniel's facade began to crack, revealing the darkness that lurked beneath. Driven by an insatiable hunger, Daniel revealed his true nature, a creature neither living nor dead, bound to the mortal realm by forbidden magic. He had made a deal with dark forces to cheat death, but the price he paid was far greater than he could have imagined. As chaos descended upon Tranquil Haven, Evelyn stood face to face with the man she thought she knew, her heart torn between love and betrayal. In a desperate bid to save her beloved inn, she confronted Daniel, pleading with him to let go of the darkness that consumed him. But the shadows that had claimed Daniel's soul were too powerful to resist. With a heavy heart, Evelyn made the ultimate sacrifice, banishing the darkness from Tranquil Haven at the cost of her own life. As dawn broke over Willowbrook, the villagers gathered to mourn the loss of Evelyn and the end of Tranquil Haven's legacy. But amidst the ashes of their grief, a glimmer of hope remained, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love endures, transcending life and death alike. And though Tranquil Haven may have fallen, its spirit would live on in the hearts of those who had been touched by its magic. In the quaint town of Willowbrook, nestled amidst rolling hills and lush forests, there stood a charming bed and breakfast known simply as B&B. With its ivy-covered walls, blooming gardens, and warm, inviting atmosphere, it was a favorite retreat for travelers seeking solace from the chaos of the world outside. However, the tranquility of B&B was shattered one fateful evening when news spread like wildfire through the town. A beloved character, thought to be long gone, had mysteriously returned from the dead. The character in question was none other than the enigmatic Madame Alois, a former resident of Willowbrook, who had met a tragic end years ago in a fire that consumed her mansion on the outskirts of town. Her death had been a source of sorrow for the community, and her memory was kept alive through stories and legends passed down through generations. But now, against all odds, Madame Alois had reappeared, walking the streets of Willowbrook as if she had never left. Her sudden resurrection sent shockwaves through the town, sparking both awe and fear among its residents. Speculation ran rampant as people tried to make sense of this miraculous event. Some whispered of dark magic and otherworldly powers, while others dismissed it as a hoax or a trick of the mind. But one thing was certain, Madame Alois's return had unsettled the delicate balance of life in Willowbrook. At B&B, the atmosphere crackled with tension as guests and staff alike grappled with the implications of Madame Alois's resurrection. The innkeeper, a kindly woman named Mrs. Thompson, found herself inundated with questions and concerns from visitors who couldn't fathom the supernatural turn of events. Meanwhile, in the cozy sitting room of B&B, a group of regular patrons gathered to discuss the situation over cups of steaming tea and freshly baked scones. Among them were Emma, a young artist with a penchant for the paranormal, and Marcus, a skeptical journalist who prided himself on his rationality. As they debated the possible explanations for Madame Alois's return, a hushed voice spoke up from the corner of the room. It was Old Man Jenkins, a reclusive figure who was rumored to have been alive when Madame Alois first walked the streets of Willowbrook. "I've seen things in this town that would make your hair stand on end," he muttered, his eyes darting nervously around the room. "There are forces at work here that none of us can comprehend." His words sent a shiver down Emma's spine, and she leaned in closer, eager to hear more. But before Old Man Jenkins could say another word, a loud knock sounded at the door, interrupting the conversation. Mrs. Thompson hurried to answer it, her heart pounding in her chest. Standing on the threshold was a figure cloaked in shadows, their features obscured by the dim light of the evening. But as they stepped into the warmth of B&B's foyer, a collective gasp rose from the gathered crowd. It was Madame Alois herself, her face pale and drawn, but unmistakably alive. She moved with an otherworldly grace, her eyes alight with an intensity that sent shivers down the spines of those who beheld her. "I have returned to fulfill a promise," she declared, her voice echoing through the room like a ghostly whisper. There are secrets buried in the heart of Willowbrook, and it is time they were brought to light. With that cryptic pronouncement, Madame Alois swept past the stunned onlookers and disappeared into the night, leaving behind a trail of whispers and speculation in her wake. In the days that followed, the town of Willowbrook buzzed with excitement as rumors swirled about Madame Alois's true intentions. Some believed she had returned to seek vengeance upon those who had wronged her in life, while others saw her as a harbinger of doom, come to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting town.